Hello everybody and welcome to Back Bedroom Art. So, a while back I said on my other channel that I was going to turn some Peppa Pig and some Paw Patrol figures into resin figures and show you the process, how I go about turning something like this into something like this, although it's not going to be quite like this, but I'm just showing you a bit of resin just to give you an example. So, I got some Peppa Pig ones on Amazon, but they were a little bit bigger than I thought, so I'm not going to be using these. The Paw Patrol ones though are a lot smaller. That was the sort of size I was after, so I'll be using these little fellas. I've no idea of the names, I don't know anything about Paw Patrol, but I'm hoping I can produce some little resin figures and have the ability to produce more and more, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mould. By creating a mould, I can then keep producing more and more of them, and yeah. Simple as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make the moulds. Then after that, I'm going to show you how I do the resin. And then hopefully at the end, we should have some lovely little Paw Patrol figures. And if I can make them out of resin, I can do loads of other things with them. Do you know what I mean? I can make them sparkly, I can make them pink, I can make them blue. I can do what I like. And you can even paint them afterwards as well if you want. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how I get on with these. So let's open up the little fellas, and what I want to do is, like a kid again opening up toys at Christmas. What I want to do is I want to pick some simple ones, because the more like edges and bits and bobs sticking out, the harder it is to actually produce a mould. So this fella here, he's got like sticky out legs and ears. Yeah, maybe. This fella though, definitely, because he's got lots of straight edges and there's not a lot going on. So he's a definite yes. Like I said, I've no idea who's the leader. I'm guessing this one here with the fire hat is the leader. And even though he's got some sticky out bits, I'm going to make him a contender as well. And oh, well, do you know what? I was only going to do a couple. Why don't I have a go at doing all of them? If they don't work, they don't work. Simple as that. So. Oh, here you go. I might look up their names, find out what they're called. Probably Fred. Fred the fireman dog. Is that a police dog? That's got to be a police dog. So Percy the police dog. You're probably screaming at me, telling me the names are all wrong. Right. Let's start making the moulds for these. So this fella's the biggest one. I'm going to use him as my template. What I want to do is I want to recycle. I like recycling. Why buy stuff if you can recycle? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this water bowl, so I end up with like a circular ring, and that's what's going to contain the resin mould. So I know how big he is, and I cut from here to the bottom there. So let's get a cutting. And while I was at it, I made another one. So now what I'm going to do is just make sure that he fits okay. Yeah, brilliant. So let's make 4 more. So that's 1 for each. Now I'm just going to neaten up the edges. So now I've made these for the little Paw Patrol figures. Still don't know their names. What I need to do is do a base to stick these onto. So what I'm going to do, getting a bit more recycling, is use this cardboard box that I got, filled with fries, chocolates. I soon devoured these. Oh man alive, they were nice. So what I need to do though, so that the silicone doesn't stick to the cardboard, is just wrap sellotape around it. So make a thing that I can just peel it off of. So what I'm going to do is cut this box up and then wrap sellotape around it, and then we'll move on to the next stage. So that's all the sellotape on there. There's loads of different ways you can make the moulds. It doesn't really matter as long as it's watertight. It doesn't have to look pretty. You can go out and you can buy expensive stuff. I could have used like these plastic sheets that I've got in here that was, rigid as anything. I could have made it loads of different ways, but I've basically made this for the cost of a few pence, haven't I? And this is all going to go in the bin after I've made the moulds. It's the moulds that I'm after. Now what I need to do is get my trusty glue gun out, and what I'm going to have to do is hot glue each of these figures on here so they're in place and they won't move, and then hot glue that around, because then once I've mixed up the silicone mould mixture, I will pour it in. Once it's above his head, then yeah, voila, I can basically let it dry, let it set, and then that will be the mould ready to pour the resin in once it's all set. Normally what I do to bulk it out, because I don't like to waste too much silicone, is any offcuts I have from other moulds I've made, I sort of wad in there so that it takes up some of the space. But because I haven't got any, because when I moved house I chucked all the all the little bits because I didn't think I was making another mould. Yeah, I'm going to have to start from scratch. So this time, any offcuts, and you'll see the offcuts at the end, the things that I'll use to bulk up other ones. Any offcuts I get, I'll save. So yeah, let's fire up the glue gun. It takes a few minutes to heat up, so I will skip to that bit. I think the glue gun is almost ready, and the glue gun I got is just a cheap cheerful one. Doesn't need to be expensive because all I'm doing is heating up this glue stick, and I got loads over. Yeah, all I'm doing is heating up the glue stick and then using that to secure these on the mould, on the base. Then what I'll do is I'll go around the edges of this and secure that there, make I was going to say a wall type seal, but it's more a silicone mould seal. So yeah, there we go then, let's stick them to the base. So put it, dollop glue. So now that's on, what we're going to do is we're going to pop these around, and what we're trying to do is seal around the edges. So I'm going to put loads on. So there we go. Now I wasn't going for pretty, I wasn't going for the most professional looking job, I was going for cheap, and I was going for sealed. So there is 6 moulds ready to have the silicone rubber mixture poured into them. Then all I'm going to do is pour it so it goes over the top of the models. Leave it for about 24 hours to set. I know you can probably do it, take them out earlier than that, but I think 24 hours, lovely, nice long time for them to set. And then we will just pop them out and see how our moulds are. And then what we'll do is we'll mix up some resin and pour them into the moulds. So hopefully we will have some Paw Patrol figures soon. But just to show you, they are already set. The glue is already dried. It doesn't take long for that glue to dry. And what I'll do is I'll just take one little look round, make sure that they're completely sealed, and then we'll get mixing some silicone rubber. Lovely stuff. Right, so we've got the little fellas in their containers. They've no idea what's about to happen to them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix up the silicone rubber. It is 1:1, so all I've got to do is put in the same amount of A as B, and I do like simplicity. Bah. Right, and I also like safety, so I'm going to put on a pair of gloves, some blue rubbery gloves, which I always regret doing afterwards because my hands are so big I can never get the damn things off again. So there's different ways of measuring it. You can do it by, you know, in a measuring jug if you want, or you can weigh it. It's you know, it makes no difference, but you need equal amounts. So I'm going to 0 it, and I'll start with A because, well, why not? And I need quite a bit, so let's just start pouring. Honey, honey. So we'll go for 150. Oh, no, we won't. We'll go for 154. Yeah, you should always start slowing down before you get to the amount you want to get to. But it is back bedroom art, so let's make up as we go along. Oh, it just shifted, didn't it? Right, 157. Ooh, that was under a lot of pressure. So let's pour it in. So we want the same amount, 1:1. That's quite thick stuff, so it's taking a while to pour. So we're getting near the magic amount. We'll start slowing down. 143, keep going. Keep wanting to stop, and it's like, a little bit more. 156. So the other one was 157. I would say that's good enough for me. So all I've got to do now is stir it up with my spoon. And yeah, I'm sure you don't want to watch this. So I will stir away, and when it's done, we'll get onto the pouring bit, which is the boring bit, the pouring bit, the exciting bit. This is where the mold's going to be made. But just like with resin, you want to make sure you mix up 100%. So make sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies. Make sure you get in any little pockets at the bottom, because these plastic cups aren't 100% smooth. There's like little grooves at the bottom. You can probably, no, you won't be able to hear it what I'm on about. I can hear it though, as I'm scraping along the bottom. I can feel where there's like little pockets at the bottom. That's some of the bee could be sitting in. Right, so let's just stir away. Right, so it's all mixed up. So moment of truth is to pour it in, and we just want it over the tops of their heads. I always nervous at this point. Please don't leak out. So we'll do one, and like the resin, pour it slowly, because we're trying to avoid what they're called, air bubbles. I don't know if you heard that. That was my daughter. Yeah, I wish I'd had some silicone where I could have bolted these out, because it's taken a lot of the mixture to fill. I'm not going to be able to do all 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on this side. So I really want to do this one. Please don't leak. Obviously I can just mix up more, which I will do actually, but I'll just pour this one out first of all. I can't see any leaking. There's not enough in here for a fella. So yeah, so we got 2 done. Well, let's just use it up then. Any excess, what I can do is just cut it off. Normally, because you try and make it as small as possible, so you don't use much. But I didn't have a lot of the silicone rubber anyway. It doesn't matter if we only get 3 done. But I'm going to mix up the last of it. And what do you reckon? Yeah, we'll get 1 more done. But first, what we need to do is try and get rid of air bubbles. So the easiest thing to do is actually just knock them. I want to be careful. I don't want to damage the seal. So we give it a little bit of knock. And another way to get rid of the bubbles is heat. So what I'm going to do is just use a heat gun, and I'll just give it a blast of heat. You can see it actually started melting the side of the plastic, but that would have got rid of most of the bubbles. Happy days! Happy days! Right, so I underestimated how much silicone rubber I was going to need for these moulds. But saying that, I also made these moulds for the silicone rubber way too big. But this is back bedroom art. And like I said, what I would normally do if I had leftovers from other moulds is I would sort of fill up some of the excess gaps, because I don't need all this space. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm doing it to show you how to do it and give you some tips along the way. So yeah, all I need now to do is let that all set, and 12 hours is what it says, but I always give you 24 hours. Why rush it? And I'm sorry if I haven't done the leader. I'm guessing the leader would have been the police dog or the fire dog. I can't remember what I got. I got some girly dog, a lab, I suppose a golden retriever or something like that, the boxer dog, and whatever the hell that one was. But I've gone for the 3 that would probably make the best moulds, because these got lots of sticky out bits, especially that fire helmet. So yeah, what I'll do is I won't get rid of these I'll leave them as they are. And if this works out well, then I will just get some more silicone rubber and finish them off, do the other 3. But for now, that'll do. So what I'm going to do is let the magic of editing do its trick. And when we come back to these, they will have set. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, shall we see how the moulds have turned out? Let's open them up. I do love this bit. So let's start with this one here. So we'll just peel it off. You can see like a little figure at the bottom. And we need to get this off. Like I said, these moulds are massively big. Way bigger than they need to be. But I will have so much that I can use in my other moulds. So I won't have to make up so much silicone. Come on. Here we go. So I just really want to cut this off. Okay, and we also want to pop out the little fella, or in this case, the little madame. Oh, it's so big, this mould. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some off now and make it easier for me. It's what I produce at the end, that's the important bit. Right, yeah, it's easier. Right, you come. It's because those big heads. Gosh, this is really, I'm really struggling getting this one out. I'll have another go. I mean, it's all right once. I might only be able to produce one of her because to get the resin out it's going to be just as hard. Just goes to show how tough these moulds are, though. The fact I can manhandle it this much. I really want to use my teeth and just grab it and pull it. I don't think that'd be a good idea. Whatever your name is. Almost. It's your big head. Got her out. I think when I make this, it'll be a one-off because I don't think I'll be able to get the resin out. Well, I can because I've proven I can get this out. But it's going to be so hard. But there's one mould. Not pretty, but we got one done. Let's see how we get on with the other 2. A lot easier, I hope. And like I said with this, yeah, what I can do, and I'll get the scissors, is I can just use it to bulk them up. So when I do the next one, I'm not going to be using as much silicone. And that's the great thing about the silicone. You can use your offcuts, and in that way, so tough, aren't they? That way it won't cost as much. All right. Anyway, enough of that. And I've got all this I can use. Well, no, I've got all of this that I can use as well. So I just shove that in one of the others up there. Right. So one mould. Let's hope these 2 are a little bit easier. So let's just cut it off here. It's nice to see that neither of them are run. So my glue really did help. See why I put the sellotape on? It comes off nice that way. So pull that off. Alright, this little fella, I hope he comes out easier. Oop. Like I said, when you make moulds, it's easy to get things with lots of straight edges and not with a big head. I knew this one would be easier, and I was right. Pop. So we've got another mould. And the last one, I can't remember what this one was. Right, got there in the end. So here's a little blighter out of his case. So one there. No, you came out that one, didn't you? One there. Oh no, because I butchered that with a knife, didn't I? And you came out that one. So we've got 3. I'm not gonna make the others just now. We're gonna go with 3. I don't know what your names are. I don't know who you are. But it'll give you an idea of how we do it. Right. So all that means now is mixing up some resin. Right, it doesn't matter what video you're watching, there's 3 that are going to combine at this point, because I'm going to mix up the resin. So whether it's the scratches with the cats, the Super Mario Diamond Art mashup, or these cute little Paw Patrol stuff that I've made silicone molds for, I'm going to mix up a load of resin to use for all 3 projects. So yeah, let's mix it up. So obviously, here's a cup. You must have seen some of my videos by now where I mix this up. So obviously, let's just move that up. 0 your counter. Yes, I know, safety first. I'm not wearing my gloves. And I'll probably pay a price for it later, but I'm just too ill, too tired. And I've had gloves on and off all day, so here we go. So I'm going to mix up a fair bit. So I'm going to go for 100. Remember to start slowing down before you get near 100. Because this stuff will keep dripping. Dripping? So 98. One last sort of bludge. 100. Might go to 101. But that's alright. Here we go. Oh, 102 even. Right, so let's 0 the counter. And now, pour in B. I say safety first. It's not really safety first. It's more of a mess first, if you know what I mean. Because I've got to clean this off my hands, and it does take a while. 102. What we're going for? No. Ooh, slow down. Didn't take my own advice, did I? But luckily, we managed to stop it. So 101. And then dribble in. One more drip. Drip. Oh. There we go. 102. So what's left now is to stir it up. Remember, when you're stirring resin, you need to do it slowly. So I'm going to be stirring this slowly. So I'm not gonna inflict that on you. So we'll cut to the bit where I've stirred it. So here we go. 5 minutes of stirring. Very slow, steady stirring. So there we go, there's a load of resin mixed up, ready for some of the moulds. So yeah, I just leave it for a couple of minutes, let a lot of the bubbles rise to the surface and pop, and then I'll start pouring it into things. I'm going to get some colour in as well, so when I do the Paw Patrol ones, there's a bit of colour to them. But other than that, yeah, there we go. Right, for the Paw Patrol, I'm going to add orange. Orange. Don't ask me why, I just fancied orange. Oh, put a load in there, didn't I? So with the orange, it now means I have to mix it up again. Oh, no, lovely. Isn't it? Oh, I went all Welsh there. I do apologise, I wasn't trying to take the mic. That orange is very nice though. Reminds me of Iron Brew or Lucasade. Or some sort of cough syrup. And now I've said cough syrup, I really want to cough. The trick is when you put the dye in, is to really make sure you mix it up, because if you don't, you end up with like streaks, which ain't the worst thing if that's what you want. So if you was like doing underwater, having a few dark blue streaks in there doesn't really matter, but no, not for these. So I have mixed you up, I think, adequately. So all I need to do is pour you into the moulds that I made. So here's the first one. I can't remember which is which, but we'll go with whoever you are. Very slowly pour it in. And the trick is not to have it overflow. They're nice and slow. And it goes. I'm going to have fun getting these out, aren't I? And it goes. There's no rush with this. It's quite nice though. I can. You probably can't see this, but on the side, it's like starting to glow orange. Wow, it really is a big head that these have got, because it's taking ages to fill up. Oh, here we go. So all I do is up to the top, up to the top. But not overflow. One more drip. One more drip. No? Okay. Oh, there it goes. He so wants to drip. Drip. If you want to drip, drip. So that's one done. So I'm going to put that to a side. And all I've got to do now is just leave that to set. Hooray! I don't think I've got enough for one more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some more resin and yeah, and do these two. Because it'd be rude not to use these two moulds. Wow, work that went into them. God, it really would be rude not to use them. So what do I do with this though? I know, I'm going to make some orange coins. Always have something to do with any leftover resin, because it is expensive stuff. Right. I'll be back in a minute with a different coloured resin. That's another load mixed up. Let's just add some yellow this time. Yellow's going to be interesting. I've not done yellow before. I'm going to add a load to this because yellow is quite a pale colour, I suppose. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother mixing up another one and then doing a third colour. I'm going to use this colour for both of the moulds. So again, sorry I don't know your names, but let's create you. Let's just turn it around because I don't want any of that dripping in the white uncoloured resin. So let's just pour it slowly, and it's going to fill up the silicone mould. Right, oh, dribbled onto the table. That's why I have all this tablecloth. Teddy bear, come on. I'm hoping I made enough to do the teddy bear. That was my intention. As I thought, if I'm making up mould, I want to make sure I can make something else with it. Making up a mould? What am I on about? Making up resin. It's this damn illness. It's making my head a bit fuzzy. So let's fill her up to the top. Ooh. A bit more, otherwise we won't have a tail. And there we have it. A teddy bear as well. And I don't want you there, because I'll knock you off. Oh, probably should have put you somewhere safer earlier. Like jelly. Always have spare moulds. Oh, that's a bit dusty in that. So we'll have an egg yolk scratcher. I've got enough there for something else. What to make? I'll be back in a sec with another mould. Well, we'll make a couple more scratchers, but because it's Paw Patrol, let's make a lovely little paw. Well, how about a Pac-Man? Yellow Pac-Man, because that is his colour. Right, there we go, that'll do. So all I've got to do is let these set. Now, remember, these was for Paw Patrol. Look what extra I've got. I got the teddy bear as well, haven't I, that I did? Wow. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, I know these will be easy to take out. Hopefully I'll be able to get out the Paw Patrol figures quite easily as well. So I need to let them all now set and dry for 24 hours. And if I move the camera over, you'll see all the other stuff that is now setting and drying. There's the Paw Patrol stuff at the top there. So all I've got to do now is just leave it all, let it do its thing, let nature take its course. So yeah, join me in a little bit for the unveiling. Hello and welcome to Back Bedroom Art. Look at all this stuff I've got in front of me. It started out with a how to turn one of these into resin art, and I've got loads of other stuff as well. I just realised this fella here looks like he's scooting his rear end across the carpet. My dog used to do that. You dirty boy, stop that. Right. Well, before we get to the main event, shall we open up the other ones? Like I said, I always have like spare moulds over so that I can make other stuff. So I've got, you know, like orange and yellow scratchers. Look how they come out. They're so quick and easy to make, these things. They make great counters as well for games. I mean, if I was to make my own tic-tac-toe? You know, you could play tic-tac-toe because it doesn't have to be noughts and crosses. You could just have different coloured circles, couldn't you? Or Connect 4. Look at all this stuff I've got. Oh, I love it. And because it was Paw Patrol, remember I said I was going to make this? Obviously, I could have had glitter to it. I could have done loads with that, couldn't I? But that's quite cute. And because it's got the love heart, you could obviously attach it to a keychain or whatever you want to do. Yeah, lovely. Oh, the love heart. Batman. Oh yeah, I overdid it, didn't I? I knew it when I was pouring it. I was overdoing it. The love heart and one of the ghosts turned out right. This ghost definitely is going to be. So when you pour resin, just go careful. Go careful. And remember what I said about the mold. It was a bit dusty. I mean, you give them a wash. You notice how it tapers. I mean, it's got a bit of a head, but it will still come off okay. And you'll notice when it gets a head, I have to really struggle. So when you make molds, try your best to make molds that don't have this issue. Oh. I'm not looking forward to the Paw Patrol ones because they really will struggle to come out. Look at that though. Isn't that beautiful? Like it's made out of marmalade or honey or something, isn't it? Yeah, I like you. You're a cutie. But this was the main event. Now, I don't hold out much hope for these popping out easy because you saw how hard it was for me to get out the original molds. Because if I try and match them up, I do believe this fella here is this one. And he was an almighty struggle to get out. Right. I'll have a quick go. If I can't do it easy, then I'll obviously have to do it off camera. But here we go. Put it to one side. Oh, it's come in. I smacked myself in the face. Hang on a sec, he just went flying across the room. You went flying across the room, Lee. And let me just focus in. There you go, look, so he's the same model made out of resin. There you go, easy as that. And I could do it different colours, I could paint it afterwards if I wanted to. Whatever I wanted to do, I could add glitter to it. Yeah, let's have a look at the others. Let's have a look at the others. So let's put those two together. And again, because I've got the mould, I can remake another one. So this one, I think, is her. I could be wrong. Could be wrong because they look very similar, don't they? Oh, no, this is her because I had such struggle to get her out, yeah. Although the resin seemed to come out a little bit easier. Hopefully that'll be the case for this one. Hopefully I won't ping it across the room like the last one. Right, with the help of my daughter, that's another one out. And last but not least, this should be the easiest one out. This gorgeous little boy. Now I've said that, I won't be able to get him out on it. If I'm honest with you, my hands are starting to hurt now. Oh, no, here he comes. Right, and he's out. Oh, little cutie. Little cutie. Ruff, ruff. No, I'm not even going to go there. Right, let's get a closer look at these little fellas, see how they turned out. So there they are. Easy for a bit of light going in. So you can see the detail is all in there, isn't there? Little
symbols that they have. Even the made in China or whatever. So yeah, he's even got his tail. The detail's all there, isn't it? Oh boy, your head was such a pain to get out. But again, yay, and all the details there. He just looks like he's scooting along the carpet. Bad dog. Then was it the Paw Patrol thing? But because I still got the moulds, I can just keep making more. And it was the last one. It was that princess one, wasn't it, or whatever she is. You know, no idea what her name is. Princess Flufflebuff. I don't know. I'm focusing. Yeah. You see like the detail, the goggles. Works quite well, doesn't it? Works quite well. So I could keep making more and more of these, but trust me on this one, she was such a pain to get out. Something with such a large, or rather a narrow middle, makes it difficult to get it out of the mould. So I would avoid stuff like this. This dog, whatever one that is, far and away the easiest. I knew that would be the easiest one. So if you can find something cylindrical, teddy bear as well. They're not so bad, but the heads can sometimes be a bit of a pain to get out of the moulds. But you can just keep making more stuff, and I'll show you my lollipop because I left the last little bit in the cup. You you just have to make this the silicone rubber stuff up, and obviously have anything you want in the silicone to make your own mould. And once you've made a mould, you can just keep making more and more resin figures. Simple and as easy as that. Now, I really hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please leave a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in another video